Come on.
Hi guys, today I will tell you about how I learn languages. I speak English, you can judge it by yourself how well or how bad. I also speak French and Italian. French and Italian I learned as an adult, so everything is possible and it's never too late. Basically, I think the most important thing when you want to learn a new language is your motivation. It's about why you do it. If you do it because you have to and you hate the language, I mean, you're never going to make it. If you do it because you love the people, the country, the culture, this is the right motivation to learn a new language. So I learned Italian because I'm totally in love in Italy. I love this country. I love everything about it, and I wanted to feel at home in Italy, and this is why I learned Italian. I learned French because I admire French culture. I think they are absolutely exquisite in many things, although they are lousy in some, but I really wanted to be a part of that culture too. English is obvious. I mean, this is the most universal language everywhere, so you really need to speak English as well. So motivation is key. You need to make sure you will love the language, and that way it will just somehow get into your head. So about the learning method, it's totally up to you. You need to adjust it to your schedule, your way of life. What I do, I have private lessons. I have 1.5 hours of French and 1.5 hours of Italian every single week. If I'm too busy to do that, I will have Skype lesson, and that's effective too. My schedule is absolutely crazy. I work weird hours, so I need somebody who can adjust to my calendar. But if you're more flexible, if you work in a regular way, you can also go to group class. Group class is not any worse than a class that you have on your own. It's about how involved you are, it's about how motivated you are, and it's equally effective as any way of learning. You just need to make sure you really participate in your lesson. You need to make sure you do your homework, you repeat whatever you've learned, and this is about your involvement. If you are involved, no matter if it's a private class or a group class, it will be equally effective. Don't worry about it. The right motivation is one thing. The right method to learn is a second thing, but the third thing is what you do with what you've learned, and this is super important. What I do is I basically surround myself with English, French and Italian as much as I can. I expose myself to those languages as much as I can. First of all, I read books. They might not be very ambitious. They are maybe not self-help, but well, general advice books, and I read them a lot. Second thing is my Italian books that I absolutely love because they write a lot about housekeeping. So I have those favorite things about house secrets and all that. And it really works. It's useful language, it's something you use every day. It might not be Shakespeare, but that's still okay. The second thing is your phone. You have it with you all the time. So I don't use applications that are supposed to help you learn a language, but what I do is I listen to the radio, and this is my favorite Italian station. It's called RDS, and it's Eros Ramazzotti singing. I absolutely adore this guy. So the second thing is my French favorite station, which is Chérie FM, and there it is. Some nice guys singing, and I like that a lot. About TV, this is important. What I do is I watch news on French TV on a channel called France 2, and that's a great channel to watch news from all over the world. And I also watch Jeopardy shows on Italian TV. Why? Because you get a question and the answer, you learn new words, you learn crossword puzzle kind of things, and I love that, and it helps me learn. So surround yourself with the foreign language as much as you can, and this is the best way to learn. My last advice, listen to the people who've been there. There's this Polish guy named Radek Kotarski who learned Swedish in 6 months. And still, he was still working. It's not like he was only studying Swedish. He wrote a book about it, but I'm sure you can find some English examples of it. Find people who did that and learn from the best. And the other thing is, don't be shy, don't be afraid, use the language. If you only know a few words, come on, use it. What is the worst thing that might happen? You will get a wrong dish in a restaurant, or somebody will just, will not understand. So what? But I think the reaction you will get the most is people will be happy you are trying to learn their language, and they will really appreciate it. So go on, search for adventure and try to use the language you're learning at every single occasion. Okay, guys, so I keep my fingers crossed for you. I hope you will be doing well. If you want to learn Polish, let me know. Have a good one, and thank you very much for another episode.